Houses and ripping out power lines.
But we're going to do further sweeps through the affected areas to make sure that we have found everyone.
A disaster declaration was issued for Polk County, where entire neighborhoods were destroyed. Ashley Drain saw the storm approach her doorstep in Onalaska, Texas.
I realized, it is a tornado coming through right here, and I, slammed the door, and I think that was the moment that fear really hit.
In Oklahoma, a twister slammed into the town of Medill. Huge gusts of wind sending debris flying, leaving thousands without power. For a moment, the powerful tornado running right into a rainbow.
Everything shook and rumbled. Glad to be alive. Thank the Lord today.
In Tulsa, golf ball-sized hail pounding the area. The tornado recovery efforts in both states being complicated by the coronavirus, forcing first responders to take extra safety precautions, and emergency shelters trying to maintain social distancing.
It's a scary time to be in already, and then to have this happen on top of it, it's definitely kind of gives you anxiety.
And we're learning more about this tornado. It was not on the ground for very long, but the storm that spawned it tracked nearly 300 miles across 3 states, which is incredibly rare. And the severe weather threat continues into the deep south, where there could be even more tornadoes. Hoda?
All right, Morgan, thank you. And again, as you said, those storms are on the move this morning. Al's going to join us in just a bit to tell us where they are headed. Savannah? All right, Hoda, thank you. And now to the morning's other big story, the coronavirus. Oklahoma has become the latest to join a growing list of states preparing now to lift some lockdown restrictions. But after he originally backed Georgia's governor, President Trump now says he disagrees strongly with Georgia's governor's decision to allow some businesses such as tattoo parlors to reopen. In the meantime, lawmakers are returning to Capitol Hill today, where the House is set to give final passage to that new $484 billion economic rescue plan. And as we start our coverage this morning, some perspective, there are now 842,000 cases of the novel coronavirus in the U.S., including more than 47,000 deaths. We're going to start things off in Georgia. Blaine Alexander is with us. And this battle over when states should reopen. Blaine, good morning to you.
Well, Savannah, good morning to you. This gym is just one of many businesses here in Georgia getting ready to open their doors, some in 24 hours. But the governor's decision to reopen has received criticism both here in Georgia and around the country. And now this morning, President Trump is joining that chorus, saying that it may be too much too soon. This morning, a new backlash against the governor of Georgia's decision to reopen some businesses starting tomorrow.
It's just too soon. I think it's too soon.
The president reversing course just a day after calling Governor Brian Kemp a capable man who knows what he's doing.
I told the governor very simply that I disagree with his decision, but he has to do what he thinks is right.
Governor Kemp saying his decision is driven by data and guided by state public health officials, allowing all hair salons, massage and tattoo parlors, gyms, dine-in restaurants, and movie theaters to reopen in days, with measures in place like temperature screening and staggered shifts.
I think we're going to have to continue to trust our business community to do the right thing.
Across the country, more states are following suit. In Oklahoma, the governor says salons, spas, and pet groomers can also reopen Friday by appointment only.
We will do this safely, responsibly, and based on the data in our state.
Florida opening more beaches. South Carolina, where some are already back in business, is adding state parks next week with a limit on visitors.
We don't want to make any mistakes.
While in Las Vegas, the mayor is being called reckless for urging casinos and other non-essential businesses to reopen with little to no guidance.
So you don't believe there should be any social distancing? You don't believe that this is
Of course I believe there should be. Of course.
How do you do that in a casino?
That's up to them to figure out. I don't own a casino.
Even offering the major tourist destination up as control group for reopening. The governor of Nevada reacting overnight.
I will not allow the citizens of Nevada, our Nevadans, to be used as a control group, as a placebo, whatever she wants to call it.
Back in Georgia, business owners are split on the state's plan to reopen. The owners of this hair salon say it's not worth the risk.
What we've always heard is social distancing, being 6 feet. You cannot do that while doing hair.
A different take at this Gold's Gym.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to have a sign on every other piece of cardio equipment,
where they are ready to get back to work and for their clients to work out once again safely. And that owner says that they have thoroughly cleaned the facility from top to bottom. Now, the White House guidelines recommend 2 weeks of downward trend in COVID-19 cases before loosening restrictions. Hoda, Georgia does not meet that threshold. Back to you.
All right, Blaine, thank you. Also this morning, we're learning more about the start of this outbreak here in the U.S. As we reported yesterday, the nation's first deaths actually happened in California, not in Washington State, and also much sooner than previously thought. NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer has the latest on how this may impact the timeline for reopening the nation's biggest state. Hey, Miguel, good morning.
Hoda, good morning. The stay-at-home order here in California appears to be working, but the governor says for the state to reopen, more needs to be done. This as we learn more about the state's first pandemic victims.
The tip of the iceberg. That's what Santa Clara County health officials call the nation's first confirmed COVID-19 fatalities, adding those infections did not come from travel abroad.
The virus was probably introduced and circulating in our community again far earlier than we had known.
Undetected at the time and 3 weeks before the deadly outbreak at nursing homes in Washington State, new tests now show a 57-year-old woman passed away at home on February 7th, followed by a 69-year-old man on the 17th. The number of previous other deaths and hospitalizations may not yet be known because officials say the virus may have been present in the Bay Area even before the new year. Now more than a month into a statewide shutdown that experts say may have prevented tens of thousands of deaths, many in California are asking how much longer? Even some who say they take the health crisis seriously argue the time to reopen the economy has come.
I'm an asthmatic, but I think this is an important cause to come out and tell our governor, let's get back to work.
There's no light switch, and there is no date.
Governor Gavin Newsom has resisted offering a timeline when California's massive economy might start coming back to life.
We want to focus on science and health as a predicate for all our decision making.
There's still no official date here in California when the shutdown will end, but the governor has said essential surgeries can continue. It's a first small step in what's certain to be many as the state gets ready to reopen. Savannah?
All right, Miguel, thank you very much. In the meantime, a back and forth is going on over that warning we told you about yesterday on the potential of a second wave of the coronavirus during the fall and winter months. This morning there's disagreement over just how severe it could be and what exactly the CDC director said about it all. NBC White House correspondent Peter Alexander has that part of the story for us. Peter, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning to you. More mixed messaging from the administration looking ahead to what experts say is the likelihood the coronavirus returns again this fall. The president appearing to minimize the threat while his top doctors at the podium with him offered a differing view. President Trump downplaying the threat of a second wave of coronavirus cases, despite warnings from his top public health experts that COVID-19 is likely to come back this fall.
It goes out, and it's going to go out fast. We're going to be watching for it. But it's all possible. It's also possible it doesn't come back at all.
Dr. Anthony Fauci casting doubt on the president's assessment.
We will have coronavirus in the fall. I am convinced of that.
But adding by then he believes the U.S. will be better prepared to deal with it.
Whether or not it's going to be big or small is going to depend on our response.
Just one day earlier, the head of the CDC, Dr. Robert Redfield, telling the Washington Post there is a possibility a return of coronavirus coinciding with flu season will actually be even more difficult than what we've already experienced.
Dr. Robert Redfield was totally misquoted.
The comments apparently not sitting well with the president.
But if we have embers of corona coupled with the flu, that's not going to be pleasant, but it's not going to be what we've gone through in any way, shape, or form.
But Redfield says he was quoted accurately while appearing to try to soften his words.
I didn't say that this was going to be worse. I said it was going to be more complicated or more difficult and potentially complicated